Hi guys, Alex Taylor down at Living Golf Academy, and today we're going to do a little head-to-head against two of the most popular hollow-headed irons on the market. So we're going to be comparing the TAYLORMADE P790 with the Ping G700. So like I said, both of these hollow heads, so ultra forgiving, slightly stronger lofts, so 29.5 degrees for the Ping, 30.5 for the P790. But they need to be that stronger loft, the manufacturer's saying, because the weight is so low in the head, it's still going to launch the ball up in the air. But I'm going to be looking at looks, feel, performance, and seeing out of these two real big hitting irons, very forgiving irons, which one I believe is the best of the two. Right then guys, so like I said, 5 real balls. We're going to go P790 first. So this is 30.5 degrees. The G700 is 29.5 degrees. But like I said, first off, P790s, 5 shots. Let's see how it goes. So felt a good solid strike. Big high shot. Pitching just over 170. Bang on 170. So shot number 2. Well, that's out the toe. So we can see just turning over a fraction more. But again, very, very impressive yardage. 174 with a slightly less good contact. So shot 3. Again, felt a little bit more solid. Again, a little fraction more shape. And getting in there, so 3 really good solid results, even without having to hit these pure every time, which is what I really do like about the hollow heads. So just testing P790 and G700 today. Obviously other hollow head irons on the market, but these have been the two kind of really popular ones for me. Again, another good solid strike. Turning over. And just really, really consistent, while still hitting the ball a really good distance. So one final one with P790. And again, good strike. Just turning over. Not quite as much as a couple of the other ones. But we can see there 5 really good consistent results without necessarily me having to hit those all right out the middle of the club face. So let's switch over onto G700 and see how those shots look, and then we'll look at some numbers and see out the 2 irons maybe who comes out on top. Okay, then G700. So for me, definitely a bigger, chunkier looking club than the P790. So probably visually I'm leaning more towards the P790. But let's go 5 shots and see how the... So a little bit clean to start with. Probably not going to see that turnover quite as much. But it's another one on the dance floor. So shot 2. So again, solid. Just not shaping quite as much and landing a bit short and chasing up. So maybe again just a touch low on the face, but another green hit, which is where these hollow clubs are so good. Like I said, you get majority of your performance out of even a missed hit. But shot 3. Again, solid strike. It's not quite turning over, but we've got the putter out, so we haven't hit anything overly close yet with the Ping. But last couple. Be very high. Again, hanging out to the right. So that one's missed the green. So certainly on greens hits, TaylorMade just edging it. But let's go one final one with the ping. So that one's setting off a little straighter and turning over. And a good one in there. Right guys, so we can see from the ball flight, if we were going on simply greens hit, 5-4 was the win for the TaylorMade. Now when I go on which one I think looks the nicest, for my eye personally, I think the P790. So looks wise, it's TaylorMade. Accuracy wise, we're saying TaylorMade. And feel wise, I do prefer the little softer feel of the TaylorMade. So far in my test, the P790 dominating, but let's look at performance and see how consistent the club performs, even with those strikes that aren't quite there. Okay, so we look at club head speed, almost identical, 90.6 against 90.8. So we saw a slightly improved ball speed with the P790, so a couple of miles an hour quicker with that. Launch angle, we actually saw the TaylorMade one launch slightly higher. Now backspin, I think particularly with these stronger loft 7 irons, we generally see not enough backspin on these shots. But interestingly there, even though the TaylorMade one launched higher and actually spun a little bit less, so I would possibly say just the first couple with the ping were a little bit low off the face, which might have made them spin up a little bit more. But surprisingly there, the ping one spins a little bit more, so maybe a bit more control with the ping. Peak height, for me, pretty similar. Again, the first couple were a little bit lower flight with the G700. And total, we've got the TaylorMade at 172 carry against the 167 carry. But it's not just the totals there. I mean, for me, if we look at the spread with the indifferent strikes, the longest we had with the TaylorMade was 174, shortest was 170, so a 4-yard spread. But with the ping, we saw 174 to 160, so a bigger spread there with those clubs. Right then guys, so we can see the numbers. So very, very impressive with both, but just slightly on distance, because I still think the spin was just high enough with a modern 7 iron. We're saying the TaylorMade P790 on performance. Now bearing in mind we've already got that the TaylorMade one for me looks better, feels better, performs better. For me there's a clear winner out of these two. So the TaylorMade P790 in this battle of the hollow heads comes out on top. Now guys, it might not be the case when you try those clubs, so as ever, all I suggest is if you're in the market for new irons, get down somewhere, get fitted, hit the product side by side, see what performs best for you, you know, look at numbers, but also get that little bit of a feedback on looks and feel, because that's important as well. If the performance is close, it's going to come down to your personal choice on which club is best for you. As ever guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Comment below and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.